If you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please give them or yourself this life-changing 100% free in-home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now 1-800-400-4851. That's 1-800-400-4851. 1-800-400-4851.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of Somabiotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-900-4110. Strict limit of one free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Somabiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-900-4110. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-900-4110.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these questions, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as you would on campus, from wherever you are, on your schedule. Plus, ASU Online accepts most transfer credits. For information, text LEARN to 42424. Learn for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates, and why 90% of ASU grads are recruited within 90 days of graduation. Learn to grow, learn to succeed, and learn to thrive at Arizona State University. To learn more about ASU online degrees, text LEARN to 42424. Again, that's LEARN to 42424.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to The Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Hello. How are you? You having the time of your life? Our telephone number, 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Glad you are here. Let's get together and talk about what's happening, especially when it comes to Team Trump. 866-660-5759. The Donald Trump campaign, is having, they're having some really tough times with the media. They've been having tough times with the media. But since that ridiculous tape popped up from NBC, there has been an outright abandonment of anything even civil from the mainstream media towards Donald Trump. Donald Trump, for his part, is firing back. Unfortunately, the time he spends defending himself against a media out of control, which will be useless because the media is out of control. The time he spends distracts him from talking about the things that are important, like Hillary Clinton will destroy the Supreme Court, like Hillary Clinton will raise our taxes, like Hillary Clinton will do all manner of things to this country that I don't know that it can withstand. Donald Trump flat accused news organizations of rigging the election for the Democrat Party and his rival Hillary Clinton. Do you agree that that's the case? 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Do you believe the mainstream media is rigging the election to the benefit of Hillary Clinton? 866-660-5759. Every single day, more explosive information comes down from WikiLeaks, and every single day, the mainstream media uses the latest stupid statement du jour by either Donald Trump or somebody that knows Donald Trump to excuse themselves from having to report the real news of the day. Much of which, by the way, is coming up in about a half an hour from right now. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. That's happening at the bottom of the hour. The American people will speak, said Pence, Mike Pence, but they're tired of the obvious bias of the national media. That's where the sense of rigged election goes here. He's exactly right. Even Tim Kaine is not absolutely arguing with the point. He said this, from the beginning, I've said that this would be a very close campaign. A Washington Post ABC poll shows that Clinton has a lead of 47 to 43% inside the margin of error. An NBC Wall Street Journal poll shows that Clinton had an 11 percentage point lead over Trump, but unfortunately, that was proved to be false because of methodology and the fact that the person's actually responsible for the survey were members of a Clinton super PAC. The media is piling on with unsubstantiated claims while they ignore an avalanche of hard evidence about the corruption, pay-to-play, political favoritism emanating out of the Hillary Clinton years as Secretary of State. He cited an example of a hacked email. This is Mike Pence. Cited an example of a hacked email recently released by WikiLeaks that shows that representatives from Qatar in 2012, while Clinton was Secretary of State, apparently tried to get a quick meeting with Clinton's husband, former President Bill Clinton, to give him a $1 million check for the family foundation. Trump on Sunday continued his attack on the media versus Twitter after making his case in person on Saturday at 3 campaign rallies. The election is absolutely being rigged by the dishonest and distorted mainstream media pushing crooked Hillary, but also at many polling places. I don't know that I'm going to start talking about that, although there was some news on that today. Is the mainstream media rigging the 2016 presidential election? Yes or no, and why? 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. John in Dallas. Welcome to the Wells Report. Hello.
Yeah, how are you doing tonight?
Time of my life, man.
That's great. Me too. Hey, I think that the mainstream media is rigging the election, and I think that there's a very strong argument to promote that. You just look and see what kind of headlines they're putting out, about Trump, against Hillary. Nothing really positive for Trump. Even Fox News, if you look at their headlines, it's giving us a little bit of a, positive feeling about Trump, but there's also this, backwards way that they're saying it that makes you feel like they don't really want Trump to win. And I don't know. It's just interesting.
I think it's criminal. I think it's absolutely un-American. I think it's the wrong thing to do. I think that the mainstream media is screwing up the country. It's not so much that I believe that what Hillary Clinton might do will screw up the country. I'm not blaming what Hillary would do to the country on the mainstream media. I'm saying that by virtue of the fact that the mainstream media will not fairly report the doings of the mainstream media in 2016, that is damaging the nation. 866-660-5759. Do you agree? Do you believe the mainstream media is rigging the 2016 presidential election? I do. I believe the mainstream media is as worse now as it's ever been. That they are piling deception, misdirection, propaganda, and outright lies on top of misdirection, propaganda, and outright lies, along with this ridiculous, unbelievable ability to completely ignore real news under their noses. American media has never been worse, ever. It has never been worse. What if Donald Trump loses? Who will have made the deciding decision aside from the voters? I'm not sure that this is the case. What I am sure of is that this is, and I hope it's true, if this is an unsuccessful propagandist attempt to get Hillary Clinton elected as president, if we are successful in turning that back, they certainly won't try it again for our lifetime. But they sure are trying it now, aren't they? 866-660-5759. It's called advocacy journalism. They say that there's some sort of difference between advocacy journalism and propaganda, but it's some razor's thin academic shred of rationalization and nothing more than that. It's a flippin' mess. Rich in Irving, Texas, thanks for joining us. Do you believe that the mainstream media is fixing the 2016 presidential election?
They're doing their best, JD. I mean, remember last week, I think wasn't it a WikiLeaks email regarding Mark Leibovich of the New York Times, the Atlantic, or whatever, he gave Hillary veto power over his interview?
That's not the first time, and that's not the last time that's happened. Politico turned over part of their paperwork to the campaign to be edited, and so on and so on and on and on. It happens all the time.
Can you imagine if somebody had done that for Trump? I mean, somebody else besides Billy Bush would have been fired.
I think the whole thing is just amazing. I mean, the political infighting and the political, they're feeding on themselves now.
Right.
I mean, exactly. It's getting to the point now where who can be a bigger propagandist than I? Here's the problem. All of this is in direct defiance of real news from WikiLeaks. A lot of people wondered, okay, so what are we going to do if all of this stuff falls out of the sky with Hillary's name on it? What are we going to do? Well, we found out what they were going to do. They just ignore it. They just don't report it. They just decide, hey, you know what? We don't care. And they're making it work. At least according to them, they're making it work. You see, what I'm hoping is that we, the people of the United States, turn all this stuff aside, turn it on its head, defeat not just a denizen against America, but also defeat the powers that be that would set aside the truth, abandon it, in fact, and choose sides. And then in ever more hysteric and shrill screams of terrible misconduct on the part of the political opposition, get us ever closer to a day where we get to decide whether or not Donald Trump is going to be the president of the United States, or whether the mainstream media, the power elite in the Democrat Party, and the power elite of the Republican Party can force Hillary Clinton into the presidency with the useful idiots of the mainstream media. 866-660-5759. Do you believe the mainstream media is rigging the 2016 presidential election? Rutherford in Dallas, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Good evening, sir. As far as, in my opinion, whether it's rigged, I think to a degree it is, but I think what the media does, they manipulate what is being heard in the sense that as Mr. Trump and whatever he said, I am not familiar with it. I haven't heard the good or the bad, but the media will keep in front of people what they want them to hear and what they want the people to be thinking about. And that is what irritates me.
And it irritates me as well. Drives me crazy, in fact. 866-660-5759, 866-660-5759. For his parts, Don Trump stood before he was in Colorado today, right? Was that where he was? And talked a little bit about political ethics. It won't fall on deaf ears because we'll have this for you next. You're listening to the Wells Report.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my air conditioning and heating company, Walker AC. Happy fall football season and dig this big game promotion from Trane and Walker AC. Now through December 15th, buy a qualifying system from Trane, scratch off a trade-in allowance of up to $2,000, or take special financing for 48 months. You can always count on complete satisfaction from a Trane dealer, so call mine, Walker AC and Heating, 972-4-WALKER, 972-4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com. Complete program eligibility, dates, details, restrictions, subject to credit approval. The company to trust for all your AC and heating needs. They're not going to sell you a system they don't need. They'll fix stuff, fair price, best prices. Love these folks. New systems from Trane, the best repairs, 972-4-WALKER, 972-4, and Walker. They're my AC and heating company all year long. Walker Air Conditioning and Heating and Trane, because it's hard to stop a train. 972-4-WALKER, 972-4-WALKER, or WalkerAC.com.
You can buy your next gun anywhere, but there's nowhere like the Texas Gun Pros. There are gun shows, big box stores, and even the occasional eccentric dealer. But there is no one like the Texas Gun Pros. Texas Gun Pros are truly your pros for all your gun needs, bringing you big store selection with a local family experience. There truly is no one like Texas Gun Pros. What else makes the Texas Gun Pros stand out from the rest? An online catalog with hundreds of guns, guaranteed to have the one you're looking for. Texas Gun Pros is the only place in North Texas that can give you the gun you want for the price you can afford. Don't miss out on the amazing selection and friendly staff at Texas Gun Pros. Stop by their North Richland Hills location or visit them on the web at texasgunpros.com. That's texasgunpros.com. texasgunpros.com. And see how it feels to be a member of the Texas Gun Pros family.
Advantage Gold has the highest rating according to TrustLink with a 100% 5-star rating.
A New York Times best-selling author just announced that 99% of retirement accounts are more exposed to risk than ever before. If you have an IRA or a 401k, listen closely because I'm about to tell you about a little-known IRS loophole that could save your retirement. Right now, U.S. debt is spiraling out of control. The stock market is near all-time highs. If it all comes crashing down, do you have a plan in place? Advantage Gold has found an IRS loophole which allows you to convert your standard retirement account into physical gold and silver. We have helped thousands of people use this strategy to keep more of their hard-earned retirement savings. Get our free gold loophole guide and learn how you could secure your IRA or 401k tax and penalty-free with physical gold. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Operators are standing by. Call 800-900-8000. Your free gold loophole guide is waiting. Just call now. 800-900-8000.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP, and right now you can try it risk-free for 10 days by calling 1-800-600-7175. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com now for your 10-day at-home trial. 1-800-600-7175. That's 1-800-600-7175.
How would you like to make up to $20,000 a month flipping houses with no risk? Hi, my name is Nick Vertucci, and over the last 2 years, my elite team of house flippers have flipped over 800 properties by using my 3-step flipping system that guarantees quick profits. And this year, we plan to double it. I'm growing my team in your area, and I'm looking for help. I have more cash available than deals right now, so I need you. All interested candidates, call now and take an inside peek of my flipping system. I'll rush you out a free copy of my Fortunes in Flipping CD kit that will show you how easy it is to get in, get out, and get paid immediately flipping houses if you come join my team.
Call 1-800-614-9297 now to get your free flipping kit. Call 800-614-9297 and you'll also get free tickets to a training workshop that includes a free meal, a smartphone watch, and USB flash drive loaded with Nick's powerful information as free gifts just for attending. Call 800-614-9297. That's 800-614-9297. Call now.
You can listen on the go. Find us on iHeartRadio. 660 AM. The Answer. Isn't thinking so much more fun getting yelled at? The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
Instead of being held accountable, Hillary is running for president in what looks like to many people a totally rigged election. The election is being rigged by corrupt media pushing false allegations and outright lies in an effort to elect Hillary Clinton president. But we are going to stop it. We are not going to back down. False stories, all made up. Lies, lies. No witnesses, no nothing. All big lies. It's a rigged system.
And he was serious about it. He was talking in Green Bay, Wisconsin. He talked about his ethics, and he said that he had ethics plans on executive branch officials. This is what he wants to do if he moves forward as president of the United States.
Here's what we as a group are announcing tonight. First, I'm going to reinstitute a 5-year ban on all executive branch officials lobbying the government for 5 years after they leave government service. I'm going to ask Congress to pass this ban into law so that it cannot be lifted by executive order, right?
All right. He also went on to say that the Congress should follow in his footsteps.
Second, I'm going to ask Congress to institute its own 5-year ban on lobbying by former members of Congress and their staffs. It's enough.
All right. He also wants to expand the definition of lobbyists to close a whole bunch of loopholes.
Third, I'm going to expand the definition of lobbyists so we close all the loopholes that former government officials use by labeling themselves consultants, advisors, all of these different things, and they get away with murder. Not going to happen.
And they certainly do. And I want to know from you whether you believe the mainstream media is rigging the 2016 presidential election. Yes or no, and why? David in Dallas, thanks very much for joining us. Hi.
Hi, JD. Yeah, I believe that rigged is probably too strong a word, but the media is definitely pushing and promoting Clinton and ignoring this avalanche of scandal that follows her and will continue to come out. And I believe that the very same media that loves her so much, should she get elected, will turn on her in a very big way. She does not enjoy the same luxury that Obama has had with the media. They will turn on her, and it will be something to watch.
I don't know that that's the case, because I don't know that they can. They are so heavily invested in all of this propaganda about this woman, you know, both what they reported and what they refused to report. I don't know how they can move forward. How do you move forward? Sean in Fort Worth, thanks very much for joining us. You're next up on the Wells Report.
Hi, JD. Yeah, I can't disagree more, actually, with your previous caller, because anybody that doesn't see this as rigged is just not looking at it. I've been watching this thing with a magnifying glass since the since everybody elected to run, and this is just outlandish what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. I've never seen anything like it. I had the absolute stone privilege of going and hanging out with the Ellis County Republicans on Saturday night. And it was just a joyous gathering. It was so good. There were so many good people there. And I was so very proud and pleased that I was their master of ceremonies. And I will tell you, people came up to me and just said, how did the media get this way? How did they get this way? And I said, it just has to do with the fact that the power elites are seducing them into believing that what they're doing is right. And that is the basis for this rigging that I'm talking about. And they're wrong. It's a pity. This is the Wells Report.
The Mark Davis Show. Mark Davis Show.
We're down to it now, and we all know the home stretch of the election is going to be filled with sideshows about stuff Trump said or some new charge from the woodwork. But even the Hillary scandals don't move voters, so I'm focusing on real stuff: Supreme Court, borders, fighting ISIS, rebuilding the economy. Thank heaven we have a debate this week that might draw some attention to those, so we'll track it all. Join us on our Tuesday morning show.
The Mark Davis Show. Weekday mornings at 7, right before Mike Gallagher at 10 on 660 AM. The Answer.
Dennis Gibbs, the boat guy here, host of the Big Boat and Outdoor Show, sponsored by DallasBoatsForSale.com. Let me break it down for you. We talk about boats and boating, boat ramps, marinas, lakes and water levels, boat sales, sailboat, sailing, anchoring, sinking, grounding, buying, selling, and enjoying the fun out on the water. You picking up what I'm putting down? If it floats, we talk about it every Saturday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
Does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Well, it doesn't have to. Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity with your solution and the one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. On average, Josh sells a home every 32 hours and averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. He spends 200 times more money on marketing than the average agent. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net.
Did you know that as early as 40 years old, your body produces up to 50% less nitric oxide? It's impossible to have a healthy cardiovascular system without sufficient levels of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is so critical to your circulation that its discovery won a Nobel Prize in 1998. Now you can test your own nitric oxide levels with a free saliva test kit when you try Neo 40 Fast Melt Lozenges. With Neo 40, you get the same clinically researched benefits for your heart, blood pressure, energy, and stamina. The natural lozenges activate nitric oxide in your body in about 20 minutes, so you feel revitalized fast. It's doctor recommended because it works. Try your first 30-day supply of Neo 40 absolutely free. Just cover the small cost of shipping and processing. Plus, get the free test kit to prove it works. Call 800-996-2780. 800-996-2780. or online at tryneo40.com.
John Truitt here for Simple Sleep Services. Are you ready to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea? The Simple Sleep system from Simple Sleep Services is a compact, comfortable, custom-fit solution that's proven to stop snoring and treat your sleep apnea. It's covered by medical insurance, and many patients are meeting their deductibles this time of year. This may mean less cash out of pocket for you and your partner to get the restful sleep you deserve. No mood-killing mask, no pain or downtime, just a better night's sleep for you and the loved one next to you. I personally use the Simple Sleep system, and I wouldn't go a night without it. Learn more at simplesleepservices.com or call 469-685-1700. That's 469-685-1700 or simplesleepservices.com. For your convenience, we have offices located in both Dallas and Fort Worth. No CPAP, no surgery, just simple sleep. Call 469-685-1700 or go to simplesleepservices.com. That's simplesleepservices.com.
For life's aches and pains, choose Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. It works fast and it's easy to use, designed to work odor-free in all those remote areas. It works here. It's odor-free here. It works here. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Fast-acting, easy-to-use, odor-free pain relief for all those remote areas. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and other fine retailers.
I've been teaching organic chemistry for the last 17 years, so I'm pretty good with complex calculations. But when I started thinking about my retirement, I was pretty stumped. Luckily, I have TIAA as my financial partner. Together, we retrosynthetically analyzed my financial future, which is organic chem speak for we figured it out.
Your personal success takes a financial partner who values it as much as you do. Learn more at TIAA.org.
Dallas Fort Worth's home for stimulating talk. 660 AM, The Answer. Now, the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. Is the media rigging the election of 2016? Most certainly. Most certainly they are. Every way they can. I never thought I would ever see the United States press ignore the news for political effect. And that is what they are doing. It's horrific. Gary in Murphy, Texas, thanks for joining us. What do you think? Do you think the election's rigged by the mainstream media?
Well, the earlier caller brought up a question of how did they get that way. And about 20 years ago, I was listening to an interview with Cokie Roberts, who is a reporter on NPR. And her father was either a senator or congressman, I don't remember which. But she said that she decided to go into journalism rather than politics because she wanted to change the world. And they felt it was their obligation to bend the news to that point of view. And now it's pretty much all of them. They've got their to-do list, and that's what they're going to do. But also, let's compare what Hillary's doing with another person whose name that's also last name had an H in it. He had his brown shirts go around and firebomb the opposition meeting places. He would have thugs go to their rallies to start fights, and eventually he got total control of the media. And he had the German army pledge their allegiance to him personally. And kind of a slogan like, I'm for her. So yeah. Take it for what it's worth.
I'm Führer. I'm Führer for Führer. I'm for Führer for her. The great for her. Führer. I never thought of that until just that moment. I'm Führer. Führer for her. You're listening to the Wells Report. Phil in Bedford, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Well, I was just thinking that if Hillary gets in the White House, Donald Trump is going to be the last strong voice that's ever standing against this plastic bureaucratic thing they got on the Hill. And people are going to be sorry for it. I mean, the whole thing, the whole scenario, you could write a Hollywood script. It looks like the Mockingjay movie with this evil woman at the center trying to control everything. And I think Donald Trump, he's just going to be the last strong voice to stand. I think the guy's got a lot of guts, and I hope Chris Wallace is going to let him just talk things out and be the best moderator of the whole thing.
I think he probably will be. Chris is awfully darn good. He's a serious journalist. He's very good. By the way, I keep throwing this around. I want you to hear what this is. Advocacy journalism. Okay. It intentionally and transparently adopts a non-objective viewpoint, usually centered around some social or political purpose. Because it's intended to be factual, it is distinguished from propaganda. Well, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because it is intended to be factual, and in most cases it is to be distinguished from propaganda. The only problem with it is that facts that don't fit the advocacy journalism scenario already started from a corrupt journalism standpoint, in that it is adopting a non-objective viewpoint. Because of all of that, makes it propaganda. Those who are devotees of advocacy journalism go on to say it's also distinct from instances of media bias and failures of objectivity in media outlets, since the bias is intended. So in other words, it's not an instance of media bias that's occurring. It is an intentional media bias with the intent on, in this particular case, electing Hillary Clinton. Mostly, advocacy journalism is restricted to the editorial and op-ed pages. Here on the Wells Report, we do that very same thing. We differentiate between objective news coverage and what all of us think of it. In contrast, advocacy journalists have an opinion about the story that they're writing. For example, that political corruption should be punished, that more environmentally friendly practices should be adopted by consumers, or that a government policy will be harmful to business interests and should not be adopted. This may be evident in small ways, such as tone or facial expression, or in large ways, such as selection of facts and opinions presented. This is propaganda. To try to differentiate between advocacy journalism, non-objective journalism, and propaganda is impossible, because advocacy journalism is the worst kind of propaganda. Couches itself in fact, relies on your personal feeling for whoever it is that is sharing that information to you, with you. I take pride in the fact that we have a lot of credibility on this broadcast. We truly do. But it's not just because of me. It's because of all of us. I myself, executive producer Vicky Stifer, Matt Swinney, we all work together on this broadcast. And we keep it real. We keep true to the mission, because nobody else is. So, Donald Trump talking a little bit about how the mainstream media is certainly rigging the 2016 political election. Spent some time talking about ethics today in Wisconsin. He talked about a lifetime ban against executive branch officials lobbying on behalf of a foreign government.
Fourth, I'm going to issue a lifetime ban against senior executive branch officials lobbying on behalf of a foreign government.
I don't know that you can do that. I don't think it's legal. I know that there are flaws in the system there, but I think that's illegal. Then he went on to ask for campaign finance reform.
And fifth, I'm going to ask Congress to pass a campaign finance reform that prevents registered foreign lobbyists from raising money in American elections and politics.
And so that was the meat of the rally today in Green Bay, Wisconsin. And that was not the only Trump that was in the media today. In fact, the intensely gorgeous Melania Trump was talking to the media today. She did very, very well. She truly did. She spoke out for the first time today since a videotape was released of her husband making lewd comments about women in 2005. And then she made it very clear that we are moving on. She called her husband's comments offensive. She said, those words, they were offensive to me and they were inappropriate. He apologized to me and I accepted his apology and we are moving on. She also said it's fair for the media and her husband to bring up former President Bill Clinton's infidelities amid his wife's presidential campaign. They are asking for it. They started it, said Trump, referring to the nude images from the 1990s published by the New York Post earlier this year. They started from the beginning of this campaign, putting my picture from the modeling days. That was my modeling days. I'm proud of what I did. I worked very, very hard. Melania Trump's image was later used in a negative ad campaign during the Republican primary. At the time of its release, Donald Trump accused former rival Ted Cruz of being involved and responded by tweeting an unflattering image of his senator's wife, Cruz denied involvement in the release of the photos. I found Melania Trump's interview to be extremely, extremely good. Ainsley Earhart asked what were her thoughts when she heard the tapes. And Melania said this, quote, "This is not the man I know. This is, we could see, I always said, as my husband said, as well, for a successful businessman, entrepreneur, entertainer, achieving so much in his life, being in so many shows, so many tapes, it's very hard to run for public office. And yet he did this anyway." Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Speaking of keeping it real and keeping it balanced, Michael Isikoff, the legendary investigative reporter who uncovered the Monica Lewinsky scandal only to have it spiked by Newsweek, is calling on NBC to release the full tape of its 1999 interview with alleged Bill Clinton rape victim Juanita Broaddrick. Isikoff said Thursday during an online discussion at Sidewire.com that NBC is in possession of a tape of Juanita Broaddrick being interviewed by former NBC senior investigative correspondent Lisa Myers in the late 1990s. It should be released in full before the election, now that the network is culling their archives. The leaked tape of Donald Trump making lewd comments about women in 2005, which has become the most explosive development in the 2016 election, also came from that same NBC archives. Broaddrick, who claims Bill Clinton raped her in 1978, has accused NBC of editing out a portion of her interview in which she discussed Hillary Clinton's role in silencing her and other victims. Isikoff says NBC has the full tape of the original Lisa Myers interview. NBC ought to check its archive and run the full interview. Lisa Myers, who retired from NBC in 2014, has confirmed that Broaddrick's claim that the NBC producers edited the interview by deleting portions that could be damaging to Hillary Clinton. Broaddrick said it got cut. Lisa Myers has since agreed Broaddrick said that then, that NBC chose to cut it out, said Isikoff, who added that Broaddrick's story was closely vetted by NBC, the Washington Post, before the outlets chose to run stories about her. Interestingly, the current chairman of NBC News, Andy Lack, who was also president of NBC News in the late 1990s when he edited the version of the Broaddrick interview, or when the edited interview of the Broaddrick interview ran. Lack, who notoriously told the New York Times in 1997, "I am America's news leader," personally oversaw the production of the original Broaddrick report in 1999. "I kept asking for more information and more cross-checking and more digging, and that takes time." At the time, Lack and NBC were heavily criticized for sitting on the Broaddrick interview and not airing it until Bill Clinton had been acquitted during his Senate impeachment trial. I want to make this clear. I have long said that I want to know what Hillary Clinton said to the women who accused her president, her husband, of being a rapist. I want to know what Hillary Clinton told those women. And you do too. And as far as I'm concerned, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're in a situation where you're going to go back in the archives and you're going to release some information regarding how Donald Trump was mouthing off to some television news reporter in 2005, let's go back and get that Juanita Broaddrick interview out again. Let's get that out. Let's find out what Hillary Clinton said to those women. That's what needs to happen. That is what needs to be reported. Let's make it fair and balanced. Let's hear what Juanita Broaddrick has to say as to what Hillary Clinton managed to say to her when she accused Bill Clinton of raping her. Hillary Clinton had a part in that. What was it? It's time for the American people to know. Something tells me it doesn't have anything to do with grabbing anatomy. Something tells me it's a lot more sinister than that. I call on NBC News to release the Broaddrick interview right there with Michael Isikoff. Do it. Do the right thing. Unless, of course, you're just simple propagandists. In which case, continue doing what you're doing now. The Senate didn't remove Bill Clinton from office because you didn't play that tape the first time. Maybe you can ensure Hillary gathering that office because you won't play it now. I'm just trying to figure out how the execs at NBC sleep at night. This is the Wells Report. Did you ever wonder why Congressman Allen West is now former Congressman Allen West? He and 9 other conservative members of the House of Representatives were targeted by a progressive liberal phone company who raised nearly $3 million to beat what they dubbed the Tea Party 10. Hi, I'm John David Wells from the Wells Report. You didn't know that big cellular telephone companies support invariably liberal politicians and liberal ideology? This is why Patriot Mobile wants you to do business with them. They're America's only conservative cell phone company created to fight for conservative candidates and causes. Just like your current mobile phone provider, Patriot Mobile offers the same great nationwide talk and text, 4G LTE data services, and popular phones. Speaking of phones, right now you can get a free Samsung Galaxy S7 with unlimited talk, text, and data for just $70. Mention or enter the promo code WELLS, and you will waive the activation fee for up to 2 lines on the spot. All you got to do is remember my last name, Wells, the Wells Report. Get in touch with Patriot Mobile, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, 1-800-A-PATRIOT, or patriotmobile.com. Patriot Mobile, the conservative choice for mobile phone service. Call 800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com.
Truth spoken here. More of which is next. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my foundation company, Abacus Foundation Repair. The cooler temperatures of fall can bring weather changes that can bring changes to the soil around your house. And man, that can mean cracks in the sheetrock, doors that are sticking. If you even think you got a foundation problem, please call the right company first. And that's Abacus Foundation Repair, 972-406-9000. 972-406-9000. They will map your house with the skill of an engineer, looking for possible causes. Maybe it's a plumbing issue or something, so the problem doesn't recur. If you don't need a new foundation or any kind of new pilings, they'll tell you. But if you do, you've called the right people. $1,000 off from Abacus, $1,000 off any job of 10 pilings or more. Not just any pilings, Millennium Composite Pilings, the only company that has them for the strongest foundation solution. You will be taken care of. You will be happy. You did call the right company. 972-406-9000, 972-406-9000, or Abacus Foundation Repair.com.
Hi, this is Todd Aiken, and Andrew Del Rey and we get serious money. Rates are low in the market. No one knows. If you have a rate of at least 4% on a current loan, you need to call us. If you're a first-time home buyer or have children that are potential first-time home buyers, give us a call. With rates this low, we could get you into a house close to the same amount of your current rent. At Sierra Pacific, Todd and I handle your entire process from start to finish in-house. Refinance your home into a 15 or 20-year mortgage, or consolidate your debt and get rid of it forever. Let us help you. Call me, Andrew Del Rey, or me, Todd Avakian, at 888-888-1172. That's 888-888-1172. Don't get left behind. Sierra Pacific Mortgage, 888-888-1172.
Sierra Pacific Mortgage Company, NMLS ID 1788. Todd Avakian, NMLS ID 253453. Andrew Del Rey, NMLS ID 294990. Equal housing lender.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-3816. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-3816. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-3816. 1-800-400-3816.
The world is on fire, says a former leader of NATO, and only America has the greatness to stop the slide into chaos. Please join the Institute for Policy Innovation for lunch on October 26th in Dallas. This Hatton Sumner's lecture series features Anders Fogh Rasmussen, former Secretary General of NATO and Prime Minister of Denmark. Rasmussen will outline a bold plan for the global defense of political and economic freedom. Join us by registering at IPI.org. That's IPI.org.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report. Must hear radio on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. I have always been able to control my enthusiasm for the journalistic ethics of one Howard Stern. Howard, I think, is a radio opportunist who did a great deal to damage this radio industry to the point where others took over and took hold, and before you knew it, the business had essentially imploded. However, on his SiriusXM show today, Stern ruled out resurfacing his interview archives featuring Donald Trump, now the GOP presidential candidate. Stern considers Trump a friend who has repeatedly been a guest on his radio program over the years. Why don't I play all the tapes? I have to tell you why. I feel Donald Trump did the show in an effort to be entertaining and have fun. And I feel it would be a betrayal to any of our guests if I sat there and played them now when people are attacking them. Who knew that Howard Stern would have some idea of what context and proper journalism was all about, especially in light of the fact that NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, and all the rest of the alphabet soup of Democrat propagandists would simply do whatever it took to get Hillary elected. Well done, Howard. Well done. I haven't said that much. Well done. This is the Wells Report.
Hi, I'm Phil Grove.
And I'm Shanoa Grove, and we run the local Real Estate Investors Association. It's a place smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, get no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training.
Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitch man.
Come network with local DFW area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas.
We meet on Tuesday, October 25th at 6 p.m. at the Embassy Suites on Bass Road Drive in Grapevine. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-USA-HOME. This month's topic, how to get all the money you need for real estate investing. Call 800-USA-HOME. Write it down. That's 800-USA-HOME to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free.
Brought to you by the DFW Real Estate Investment Association.
Honey, what is that in your CPAP mask?
Oh, that's just my mold collection.
Oh, gross. And what is that?
What, that bacteria colony right there? Yeah, cool, huh?
Okay, CPAP users, admit it. You're not always as careful about cleaning your system as you should be. Unfortunately, a dirty mask and hose can make you sick. Respiratory infections, allergy attacks, and more. But now there's an easy way to protect yourself. SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of CPAP germs in minutes. For a limited time, you can try it risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-700-2152. SoClean is hands-free. Just pop in your mask, close the lid, and presto, your CPAP comes out clean and fresh in minutes. Don't let germs wreak havoc on your health. Call in the next 10 minutes for your risk-free trial. 1-800-700-2152. That's 1-800-700-2152.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I need a ton of supplies for my business, but I hate spending all that money.
Well, it's a great time to stock up and save during Staples' Buy More, Save More event.
Buy more, save more event?
Yep, the more you buy, the more you save on everything for your office.
Everything, like pens and folders?
Yep.
I also need paper, file folders, storage bins, notepads, hand sanitizer, bubble roll. What else do I need?
A shopping cart. You will definitely need a cart for all this stuff.
The Buy More, Save More event right now at Staples. Make more happen. In-store only.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. The latest release of FBI records show that a senior State Department official asked for the Bureau's help last year to change the classification level of an email sent from Hillary Clinton's private server and offered a quid pro quo for doing so. The State Department says,
"We refute that assumption."
Spokesman Mark Toner, the FBI ended up rejecting the request. This latest document release could prove troublesome for Hillary Clinton.
Based on our review here at Fox News, there certainly is evidence to suggest a broader conspiracy to change the classification of the emails in a way that would benefit the State Department and would shield Hillary Clinton in any investigation.
Fox's Catherine Herridge. Russia says their forces, as well as Syria's, will take an 8-hour humanitarian pause October 20th in the besieged city of Aleppo. Both civilians and militants will be granted safe passage. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You're listening to 660 AM The Answer. Sean Hannity gives you a free lesson on the economy.
Corporations do not pay taxes.
Well, what do you mean, Hannity? They got to pay something. Everyone's got to pay their fair share.
When they build the product or they provide the service, and let's say the government taxes them at a high rate, what do you think they are going to do? They're going to pass the tax charges on to you.
The Sean Hannity Show, afternoons at 2, right before Larry Elder at 5 on 660 AM The Answer.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, naughty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs
Whether it's a family, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
If you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, please stay tuned for a special free offer from the makers of a revolutionary hearing breakthrough called Listen Clear. Listen Clear is precisely designed by top audio engineers to fit the ear almost invisibly, and it can be adjusted to find the perfect way to hear everything in every listening environment. Right now, we're offering absolutely free in-home trials to everyone who calls now. 1-800-400-4851. Call in the next 10 minutes, and you'll also receive free shipping and free batteries for life. Listen Clear is lightweight and practically invisible, so people won't notice when you're wearing it. So again, if you or someone you love is suffering from hearing loss, Please give them or yourself this life-changing 100% free in-home trial with free shipping and free batteries for life. For free information, call now 1-800-400-4851. That's 1-800-400-4851. 1-800-400-4851.
This is a life-changing message for anyone with sleep apnea who is on the go and tired of dragging around a big, bulky home CPAP device. MiniCPAP.com now offers a portable device that's as small as a soda can and weighs less than a pound. For even more freedom, you can add a battery that's as tiny as a deck of cards. It's called the Transcend Mini CPAP, and right now you can try it risk-free for 10 days by calling 1-800-600-7175. Transcend is the world's first portable mini CPAP device. It gives you the freedom to sleep in total comfort anywhere you are. Our smallest and most advanced portable design ever, Transcend is so small and so light you can fit it in your briefcase or purse to use anywhere you go. It's FAA compliant too, so you can even sleep comfortably while flying. Enjoy the freedom to sleep comfortably anywhere. Call minicpap.com now for your 10-day at-home trial. 1-800-600-7175. That's 1-800-600-7175.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head dealing with monthly payments, there's a powerful secret that credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $5,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to virtually eliminate your credit card debt and make your monthly payment affordable. To see how much you could save, call now, 1-800-700-5516. Don't declare bankruptcy. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. Credit Associates. Live better debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-700-5516. That's 1-800-700-5516.
It's the original Fort Worth Gun Show this weekend only at the Will Rogers Memorial Center. Don't be confused. This is the biggest and the best with the most new and used guns, knives, ammo, home defense, hunting, tactical, military collectibles, camo, apparel, optics, reloading, and more. Over 1,200 tables all under one roof. Come and buy, sell, or trade. Visit our website, premiergunshows.com, or call 817-732-1194. That's the original Fort Worth Gun Show at Will Rogers Memorial Center this weekend only.
Listen to us live on iHeartRadio, 660 AM. The Answer. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM. The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. There's a guy out there who is doing the incredible hard work of hidden camera investigative journalism. I don't know how you react to hidden camera journalism. I think it can be a devastatingly effective tool for things like public corruption. I don't think it's the right tool for every kind of journalism, because I think it is so ravenously incisive that it quite literally shreds to ribbons anyone being involved in it. In most cases, the people involved are guilty. But there is very likely nothing more damning than a well-edited hidden camera investigative journalism piece. They're devastating. And to use those tools requires an unshakable faith in reality and your own personal journalistic ethics. It's a hard deal. James O'Keefe runs Project Veritas. It's actually Project Veritas action. He has come up with another video. And for the last year, has actually announced that for the last year, he's been undercover inside the Clinton campaign. He has several videos to share. And this is his introduction of the first one.
It doesn't matter what the freaking legal and ethics people say. We need to win this motherfucker.
Hillary is aware of all the work that you guys do. I hope.
The campaign is fully in.
And then they tell Hillary what's going on.
Well, Hillary knows her chain of command.
Yeah.
I'm not suggesting we wait around. We need to start this right away. Okay. On every one of these fronts.
Okay.
What I call it is conflict engagement.
That's your version of reenfranchisement.
Conflict engagement in the lines at Trump rallies. We're starting anarchy here.
This is part one of our undercover investigation into the dark, backroom dealings of the Hillary Clinton presidential campaign. The culmination of a year-long investigation infiltrating the machine from the bottom all the way to the White House. There are concerns this election will be rigged. What you're about to see will make you uncomfortable and angry. It's graphic, uncensored, and disturbing. Our attorneys say there is strong evidence of criminality, and this is just part one.
Then he introduced us to two people, Scott Foval and Bob Creamer.
A lot of reunion guys? They'll do whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You want. And they're rock and roll.
So I'm basically Deputy Rapid Response Director for the DNC for all things Trump on the ground. Nobody's really supposed to know about me.
No, I'm saying, we have mentally ill people who we pay to do Make no mistake.
This guy named Cesar Vargas. That's his name.
I got a priest to cry on camera once.
Brad and Bob and Lux and myself are all part of the old school method where it doesn't matter what the freaking legal and ethics people say. We need to win this motherfucker.
So Bob is really good friends with him and talked to him this afternoon. And they are all in. If we can get 25 grand, they're all in.
There is a narrative. Supporters at Trump rallies are violent and dangerous, looking to beat up protesters who don't agree with them. But our undercover investigation into the Hillary Clinton Democratic Party machine reveals a very different story.
If you're there and you're protesting and you do these actions, you will be attacked at Trump rallies. That's what we know.
So that's part of the process of eliciting the reaction.
The whole point of it is we know that Trump's people will freak out. The security team will freak out, and his supporters will lose their shit.
This is Scott Fogal. He is the National Field Director for Americans United for Change. He used to work for People for the American Way, an organization funded by George Soros. He also has his own company called the Foval Group. He is one of the dark operatives for the Clinton campaign.
We are contracted directly with the DNC and the campaign, both.
Yeah.
I am contracted with him, but I answer the head of special events for the DNC and the head of the special events and political for the campaign.
The campaign pays DNC, DNC pays Democracy Partners pays the Foval Group goes and executes the on that.
Democracy Partners is a private political consulting company with deep ties to Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama's White House, and the Democratic National Committee.
We are the primary mechanism as a team. Democracy Partners is the tip of the spear on this.
Wherever Trump and Pence are going to be, we have events.
Okay.
And we have a whole team across the country that does that. Both consultants and people from the Democratic Party and the Democratic Party apparatus and people from the campaign, the Clinton campaign. My role with the campaign is to manage all that.
Bob Creamer is Democracy Partners. He is the husband of Jan Schakowsky, a Democratic congresswoman from Chicago, and in 2005, he pled guilty to tax violations and bank fraud. He was convicted and sentenced to 5 months in prison and 11 months of house arrest. He founded Democracy Partners in 2011.
Just for a little orientation, Democracy Partners is kind of a group practice of a variety of consultants that do essentially a wide variety of different kinds of political consulting.
I work with Bob Kramer one-to-one all the time. I'm the white hat. Democracy Partners is kind of the dark hat. Bob Kramer is diabolical. I love him for it. Yeah.
He's diabolical. I love him, but he's diabolical. And then we found out just exactly what Scott Foval and Bob Kramer do.
This investigation has revealed compelling evidence of a dark money conspiracy, a violation of federal campaign coordination laws between Hillary Clinton's campaign, Priorities USA, Hillary's super PAC, and the Democratic National Committee.
We have a quick deliverable that we have to deliver every day for our group of clients who are involved in these projects. AUFC, A4C, which is Alliance for Change, Alliance for Retired Americans, which is part of AFL-CIO. They're one of our partners on the AUFC stuff for social security. Depends on the issue. And then there's the DNC and the campaigns and priorities. Priorities is a big part of this too. The campaigns and DNC cannot coordinate with priorities, but I guarantee you that the people who run the super PACs all talk to each other, and we and a few other people are the hubs of that communication.
Like, so you're kind of like intermediaries between the super PACs and the DNC. But they can, the DNC, they can't talk to each other. Okay. But you guys are kind of like,
we're consultants, so we're not the official entity. And so those conversations can be had between consultants who are working for different parts. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why there's Bob, who's the primary there, and I'm a sub to him, and I'm also primary to AUFC separately. That's why.
So there's like a Morse code between the DNC and the super PACs.
It's less of a Morse code than it is a text conversation that never ends. It's like that. It's kind of like an ongoing Pony Express.
Okay, so I mean
that's not as efficient as it could be, but that's because the law doesn't allow it to.
The thing that we have to watch is making sure there's a double blind between the actual campaign and the actual DNC and what we're doing. There's a double blind there. So they can plausibly deny the believe me anything about it.
Scott Foval is Kramer's attack dog. Foval and his people train the agitators to go to Trump rallies, and nothing is left to chance.
There's a script.
Oh, there is a script.
There's a script.
Okay.
There's a script of engagement. Sometimes the crazies bite, and sometimes the crazies don't bite. They're starting confrontations in the line, right? They're not starting confrontations in the rally, because once they're inside the rally, they're under Secret Service's control. When they're outside the rally,
The more back it out. They're harder to get in.
the media will cover it no matter where it happens.
I assume it's always in the rally.
Initiating the conflict by having leading conversations with people who are naturally psychotic.
Right.
Okay, I mean, honestly, it is not hard to get some of these to pop off.
Right.
It's a matter of showing up to want to get into the rally in a Planned Parenthood t-shirt, or, you know, Trump is a Nazi. You know, you can message to draw them out and draw them to punch you.
Foval boasts about the extent of his network of operatives.
So here, you have a schedule of events. We update this on an ongoing, rolling basis every morning.
Those are all the Trump appearances.
These are all the Trump and Pence appearances. Tomorrow, for instance, we are turning out 500 people in front of the Trump International in D.C. We have to have people prepared to go wherever these events are, which means we have to have a central kind of agitator training, you know, we have a built-in group of people in New York who do this.
Okay.
We have a built-in group of people in DC who do
I was
this.
gonna say, are they localized?
We have a group of people in Vegas. We have a group of people in Colorado. We have a group of people in Minneapolis.
Wow. The cynicism, the taking advantage, the abandonment of any kind of ethical standard. It doesn't matter what the legal and ethical people say. We need to win this thing. It doesn't matter what legal and ethics people say. Takes me back to Harry Reid, who besmirched Mitt
Romney.
Mitt Romney, thanks. Sat there and said something about his taxes and so on and so on. And then when he was questioned afterwards, because all of that was untrue, he looked right into the camera and he said, "It worked, didn't it?" It worked, didn't it? These are the architects of American misdirection. They are the architects of American electoral victories. But if they're corrupt at the outset, is it truly a victory, or is it simply a scandal and a swindle? This is the Wells Report. Hi, I'm John David Wells from the Wells Report, inviting you to an InvestingMakesMeSick.com investment seminar Thursday, October 27th at 6:30 p.m. at Three Forks on the North Dallas Tollway. There's no cost to you. I will be there. We'll talk a little politics, have some fun, and help you understand that your investment choices don't have to be limited to only mutual funds and annuities. At Investing Makes Me Sick, they are not anti-stock market. The stock market can be your friend, but you need to learn that there are other investment options not related to the stock market. The current political environment is going to have a big effect on your investments. I'll see you Thursday, October 27th at 6:30 p.m. to learn more about your investment opportunities. To register, call 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833, or log on to investingmakesmesick.com.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Member of FINRA SIPCI. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated. Investments subject to individual investor suitability and risk tolerance. Investments involve a high degree of risk and may be considered speculative and may result in the entire loss of the amount invested. May also incur substantial fees and expenses which are borne by the investor.
More of the Wells Report is coming up next on 660 AM. The Answer.
Message and data rates may apply.
If you're considering going back to school, ask yourself the following questions. Do you need the flexibility to take classes on your schedule? Do you have college credits you need transferred? Do you want to earn a quality degree from a world-renowned university? If you answered yes to any of these, Arizona State University is the perfect school for you. Arizona State University offers over 100 of its highly ranked degree programs 100% online. You'll earn the same degree as on campus from wherever you are. Learn more by texting CLASS to 369-369.
My name is Jonathan. I live in Portland, Oregon, and my major is communications. ASU has helped me with my life goals in the fact that it's giving me a platform to stand upon and provided me a firm foundation. The degree program fit wonderfully with how and what I wanted to do with my life.
Find out for yourself why the Wall Street Journal ranks ASU 5th in the nation for producing the best qualified graduates. Get started today. Text CLASS to 369-369. Again, that's CLASS to 369-369.
Hi, I'm Phil Grove.
And I'm Shanoa Grove, and we run the local Real Estate Investors Association. It's a place smart people go to obtain wholesale houses, get no money, no credit financing, meet local buyers, sellers, and investing partners, and receive local market intelligence and training.
Don't buy houses retail. That's ridiculous. And please don't waste your time and money going to a get-rich-quick seminar from a traveling pitch man.
Come network with local DFW area real estate investors that are just getting started or taking it to the next level. Come join the largest real estate investor network in Texas.
We meet on Tuesday, October 25th at 6 p.m. at the Embassy Suites on Bass Road Drive in Grapevine. And you can register to attend for free by calling 800-USA-HOME. This month's topic, how to get all the money you need for real estate investing. Call 800-USA-HOME. Write it down. That's 800-USA-HOME to attend any of our upcoming meetings and receive a valuable Texas real estate training program for free.
Brought to you by the DFW Real Estate Investment Association.
Honey, I'm really worried about our retirement funds.
Oh, me too. We lost so much value in the recession in the stock market. I'm worried we won't have enough to retire.
Jim next door told me that he had set up a new kind of IRA with the Gold Silver Group. He said how simple and safe it was. It's a private storage IRA, and we could have real gold and silver in our hands.
Really? You mean we can actually see it and touch it?
Absolutely. Jim said we could have all the benefits of an IRA to help build our retirement income. Bottom line, we would own a real tangible asset, and we would have the security of knowing we're protected no matter what the economy does. What do you think?
I think we need to find out how to get our own private storage IRA. We need to call the Gold Silver Group right now.
Are you ready to protect your future? Call 800-296-8617 now to find out how easy and safe it is to set up a private storage IRA with Gold Silver Group and find out how you can qualify for up to $700 in free silver. All transactions are privately delivered and fully insured. Please call us now. 800-296-8617. 800-296-8617.
I love the switch to fall temperatures, and I love the new special from Zero Res. $29 for a carpet cleaning better than you've ever had. Hey, Mark Davis, call 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. And Zero Res doesn't just do carpets. They do countertops, upholstery, drapes, tile, hardwood floors. Let them do it all, but it starts with the carpets. $29 a room, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, or ZeroResDFW.com.
The world is on fire, says a former leader of NATO, and only America has the greatness to stop the slide into chaos. Please join the Institute for Policy Innovation for lunch on October 26th in Dallas. This Hatton Sumner's lecture series features Anders Fogh Rasmussen, former Secretary General of NATO and Prime Minister of Denmark. Rasmussen will outline a bold plan for the global defense of political and economic freedom. Join us by registering at IPI.org. That's IPI.org.
This is 660 AM. The Answer. The Wells Report is on 660 AM. The Answer.
We're going to jump into this quickly. This is where Project Veritas, undercover for a year with the Clinton campaign, introduces us to a guy named Aaron Black and the DNC connection, bird dogging, and how the unions all come into play.
So I'm basically Deputy Rapid Response Director for the DNC for all things Trump on the ground.
This guy is Aaron Black. He works full-time for Creamer at Democracy Partners. He directs the spontaneous protests at Trump and Pence events. His real name is actually Aaron Minter.
You want to take it all
we
the way
don't
to
know
the end
why
and go to
he
break?
uses the name Black.
Nobody's really supposed to know about me. So the Chicago protest, when they shut all that, that was us. It was more him than me, but none of this is supposed to come back to us because we want it coming from people. We don't want it to come from the party. So if we do a protest and it's DNC protest, it's right away the press is going to say partisan. But if I'm in there coordinating with all the groups on the ground and sort of playing field general, but they're the ones talking to the cameras, then it's actually people. But if we send out press advisories with DNC on them and Clinton campaign, it doesn't have the same effect.
We have to be really careful because what we don't need is for it to show up on CNN that the DNC paid for X people to. That's not going to happen.
Dee and I did the Chicago Trump event where we shut down the light bulbs. Yeah.
Zulema Rodriguez and Aaron Black are bragging about a protest last March that turned extremely violent and led the Trump campaign to cancel a huge rally. Fights broke out between protesters and Trump supporters, and 2 Chicago police officers were injured. Based on our reporting, the event was not spontaneous.
We have a call with the campaign every day to go over the focuses that need to be undertaken.
What is that called, the campaign and the DNC? Every day.
We met her at the Republican convention in Cleveland in July.
And then we also did the Arizona. Yeah, really?
This Clinton dark machine is also prepared for the fallout from the violence they foment at the Trump rallies and other demonstrations.
Because the one thing I'm never going to do is have some kid get punched out at a rally and then not have his doctor bill and his legal bill if he gets arrested pay for it.
Ultimately, the whole endeavor is to get negative press of Trump and his supporters in local and national media.
It's something that Bob and I obsess about. Is we're not going to go to an effort to just do an event and not have anybody show up or not have it covered. We have to get coverage.
These guys have been doing their dirty tricks for some time, even before Trump won the nomination.
So I probably know your work.
I know you do. Everybody knows. But
was the, you mean like a situation where it's sort of like
the Iowa State Fair thing where Scott Walker grabbed the sign out of the dude's hand, and then the dude gets kind of roughed up right in front of the stage, right?
Yeah.
On camera? Yeah, that was all us. The guy that got roughed up is my counterpart who works for Bob.
And that was like storyboarded, that him getting roughed up or whatever.
Scenario.
So you like lent yourself to that situation, and it happened. It was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
We planted multiple people in that front area around him and in the back to make sure there wasn't just a action that happened up front. There was also a reaction that happened out back.
Remember this woman? Her name is Shirley Teeter. She is a 69-year-old sufferer of COPD. According to numerous news stories at the time, she was assaulted at a Trump rally in North Carolina by Trump supporter Richard Campbell. The media played her story across the country for days.
She was one of our activists.
She was one of your activists
who had been trained up to bird dogs.
Yes.
So the term bird dogging, you put people in the line at the front, which means they have to get there at 6 o'clock in the morning, so they're getting the front of the rally, so that when Trump comes down the rope line, they're the ones asking him the question in front of the reporters because they're pre-placed there. To funnel that kind of operation, you have to start back with people 2 weeks ahead of time and train them how to ask questions. Right. You have to train them to bird dog. I was saying, we have mentally ill people that we pay to do make no mistake. Over the last 20 years, I've paid off a few homeless guys to do some crazy stuff, and I've also taken them for dinner, and I've also made sure they had a hotel and a shower, and I put them in a program. Like, I've done that. But the reality is, a lot of, especially in our union guys, a lot of our union guys, they'll do whatever you want. Yeah. They're rock and roll. When I need to get something done in Arkansas, the first guy I call is the head of the AFL-CIO down there, because he will say, what do you need? And I will say, I need a guy who will do this and this, and they find that guy. And that guy will be like, yeah, hell, let's do it.
It's unspeakable, isn't it? What does James O'Keefe have to say about this first report? We'll share that with you next. You're listening to the Wells Report on 660 AM The Answer.
Have you seen CD rates recently? Have you looked at the performance of your IRA? This is Bart Johnson of Painter & Johnson Financial. If you're tired of the ups and downs of the stock market, the low interest rate environment, and worried about risking your savings, it's time to call Painter & Johnson. We have a 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product that allows you to take monthly interest, or you can let it compound tax deferred. For those wise investors looking for a secure place to put their money, ending risk and giving a great return, including CDs, IRA rollovers, or dollars just sitting in a low-yielding savings account, Painter & Johnson invites you to come in and put the powerful 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you. This product is specifically designed for 401k rollovers or as a CD alternative. For sound financial advice, call me at 817-900-3180 or come by and learn how we have preserved and grown wealth for our clients for over 40 years. 817-900-3180. Call me today and let us put our 4.65% guaranteed interest rate product to work for you.
Hi, I'm Ronnie Deutsch. If you're in trouble with the IRS and owe more than $10,000 or have unfiled tax returns, listen carefully. Did you know the IRS is now offering a special program called the Fresh Start Initiative, which can offer significantly reduced settlements that can save you thousands of dollars? These programs have been allocated to help taxpayers substantially reduce or eliminate their tax burden. If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS, help is just a phone phone call away. Listen, I know what you're going through, and I've seen it thousands of times. It's miserable, especially since the IRS can take your paycheck, your bank account, and your assets. But it's time to put an end to all of that and get the help you deserve. If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS, call for your free, no obligation tax evaluation. You may even qualify for substantial relief and even forgiveness. I'm Ronnie Deutsch. The call is free. Call now. That's 800-544-2180. 800-544-2180. That's 800-544-2180.
Think you're fat? You might just be bloated. Find out by calling now for a free trial of Nubiotics, the new breakthrough that flattens bloated bellies fast. For a free trial, call 1-800-400-0301. Strict limit of 1 per household.
I used to be plagued by pot belly and constant bloating. After taking Nubiotics, my belly flattened and continues to get flatter. My sense of bloating and discomfort is gone.
If you've got a big belly, you might not be fat. You might just be bloated. Nubiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. If your belly flattening results are too dramatic, simply reduce use to every other day. Think you might be bloated? See how much flatter Nubiotics makes your belly. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-400-0301. That's 1-800-400-0301. 1-800-400-0301.
Want to see what you'd look like if you had a flatter belly? Now's your chance, because for a limited time, we're giving away free trials of Somabiotics, the new discovery that flattens bloated bellies fast. But hurry and call now while we're still giving it away for free. 1-800-900-4110. Strict limit of 1 free trial per household. These free trials are reserved for anyone, male or female, who's looking for maximum belly flattening in minimum time. Somabiotics is scientifically formulated with natural ingredients to flatten bloated bellies fast by cleansing pounds of rotting food and toxic sludge from your body. It even combats periodic heartburn and acid reflux. So just think how much better you'll look and feel. Want to see what you'd look like with a flatter belly? Now's your chance. But hurry, call now for details while we're still giving these trials of Somabiotics away for free. 1-800-900-4110. That's 1-800-900-4110. If lines are busy, try again. 1-800-900-4110.
Hey everyone!
This is Life Tips with Geico.
Life tip 1. You can use a razor to shave those little lint balls off your sweatshirt or jacket.
Speaking of jackets, try wearing yours backwards. You could use the hood as a convenient snack trough.
Life tip 2. Switch to Geico and you could save hundreds on your car insurance. On top of that, the Geico Insurance Agency could help save you money on home and renter's insurance. Geico, get savings into your life. Visit geico.com today.
An important message from Medicare.
I found a better deal on prescriptions.
I found a new plan with lower costs. It's Medicare Open Enrollment. Have you compared plans yet? Who knows what you might find?
Check out your options at Medicare.gov or call 1-800-MEDICARE.
You never know unless you go.
Medicare Open Enrollment, October 15th through December 7th. Brought to you by the Department of Health and Human Services.
660 AM, The Answer. If it's important to you, we're talking about it right now on The Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. John David Wells at your service. James O'Keefe has gone undercover for the last year inside the Clinton campaign. This is his first report, the first of several. Here is what he had to say as a wrap-up of what you've heard so far.
Bird dogging. Bird dogging. It's a word we had not heard until we got into this investigation. But when we checked the WikiLeaks Clinton emails, we found references to the term in emails to and from the campaign. This is a chain where Clinton campaign manager Robbie Mook suggests it might be a tactic to employ to shore up support with Hispanic voters. After our report, they may also need some help with the people in Iowa and Wisconsin.
So I have to be really honest. Iowa is a difficult case because it's a 50-50 state, and honestly, half the state is racist as I came home last night and really I was upset because that's not the way I was raised, and that's not the Iowa that I grew up in, but you kind of have to accept that that's the way it is. Now,
It's not who you are, but that's what the state is.
right. Wisconsin is just as bad.
Okay.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
Corruption. As you can see, it's alive and well in our country, and you're paying for it. As we continue to release more videos, you must hold the mainstream media to account to further investigate what we've uncovered. America, our war is here. We must decide if we're going to save this country or lose it. To quote Abraham Lincoln, America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter or lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves.
The classic end to most republics, in fact. Public corruption, a robbing of the public trusts and treasuries. This is how it happens. This is how it begins. And to what end? Something imperial, I expect, with all of the trappings and traps and all of the ways to be disappeared. And so James O'Keefe doing the incredibly hard work that the mainstream media refuses to do. Unless, of course, they're being hand-fed some sort of old videotape with Donald Trump on it, in which case they do a fine job with that. And so there you go. Hillary Clinton is leading Donald Trump nationally among likely voters, but two new polls diverge on the size of her lead. Clinton is 11 points ahead, according to the NBC Wall Street Journal poll. This was a poll that was cast into incredulousness when it found out that it had paid for results from a Hillary Clinton super PAC. So I kind of wrote that one off. An ABC News Washington Post poll, a little bit more reasonable. Her lead is 4 points, somewhat within the margin of error. In the NBC poll, Clinton has 48% compared to 37% for Trump, 7% for Libertarian Gary Johnson, 2% for the Green Party's Jill Stein. In a two-way race, Clinton leads 51-41. Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump in a dead heat in North Carolina and Nevada, but the GOP nominee, Donald Trump, has a 4-point advantage in Ohio. This according to CNN ORC. In the latest batch of swing state polls, Clinton slightly edging out Trump in extremely tight races in North Carolina and Nevada. The former Secretary of State tops Trump in North Carolina 48 to 47% among likely voters. In Nevada, 46% to 44%. Trump, however, leads in Ohio 48 to 44%. Libertarian nominee Gary Johnson is 4% in New York, and make that North Carolina, 7% in Nevada, 4% in Ohio. Green Party candidate Jill Stein, not on the ballot in North Carolina or Nevada, registered at 2% in Ohio. And so there you go. Let's see. All right. There was some information that was dumped today by WikiLeaks. It's kind of serious. It has to do with Hillary's comportment as a Secretary of State with her security detail and others. Today, the FBI released 100 pages of documents relating to its investigations of Clinton's private email server. The documents incorporate summaries of several interviews the FBI conducted, including one with a woman who served as an agent with the State Department's Bureau of Diplomatic Security during Clinton's time as Secretary of State. During the interview, the agent said that Clinton treated agents rudely and with contempt, and was so unpleasant that her senior agents typically avoided being on her security detail. Someone whose name's been redacted explained that Clinton's treatment of DS agents on her protective detail was so contemptuous, many of them sought reassignment or employment elsewhere. Prior to Clinton's tenure, being an agent on the Secretary of State's protective detail was seen as an honor and a privilege reserved for senior agents. However, by the end of Clinton's tenure, it was staffed largely with new agents because it was difficult to find senior agents willing to work for her. Wow. From the actual emails themselves, from her own experience and information obtained through Redacted and other agents, Redacted described a stark difference between Condoleezza Rice and Clinton with regard to obedience to security and diplomatic protocols. Rice observed strict adherence to the State Department security and diplomatic protocols, while Clinton frequently and blatantly disregarded them. This frequently realized in complaints by ambassadors who were insulted and embarrassed by this breach of protocol. That being the standard security and diplomatic protocol for the Secretary of State to ride in the armored limousine with the local U.S. ambassador when traveling the countries abroad. It is seen as a diplomatic function for the Secretary of State to arrive at foreign diplomatic functions with the local ambassador. However, Clinton refused to do so, instead choosing to be accompanied in the limousine by her chief of staff, Huma Abedin. This frequently resulted in complaints by ambassadors who were insulted and embarrassed by the snubs. Redacted explained that Clinton's protocol breaches were well known throughout diplomatic security and were abundant. Wow. Redacted explained that Aberdeen possessed much more power over Clinton's staff and schedules than other former chiefs of staff. Redacted believed that Aberdeen herself was often responsible for overriding security and diplomatic protocols on behalf of Clinton. Quite possible. Elsewhere in this document dump, the DS Advance team recommended against traveling to this area because the routes could not be secured and was lined with dangerous circumstances and individuals. As such, the DS Advance team recommended in writing that the excursion be stricken from the schedule but they were told by DS Management, Department of State, that it's going to happen because she wanted it. Department of State agents had the perception that Clinton was using her position as Secretary of State to campaign for the presidency. It was also believed that Clinton's disregard for security and diplomatic protocols, occasionally without regard for the safety of her staff and protection, in order to gain favorable press. On one occasion, the Clinton was traveling in an armored vehicle. She was headed towards Palestine. Clinton ordered the limousine driver, believed to be redacted, on one occasion, while traveling to Palestine, Clinton ordered the limousine driver, believed to be redacted, to open the window while in occupied territory, referring to a dangerous area of the West Bank. Redacted initially declined to respond to Clinton's request. However, repeated demands by Clinton forced him to open his window despite the danger to himself and the occupants. Clearly, in Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State, she and her staff were observed removing lamps and furniture from the State Department, which were transported to her residence in Washington, D.C. She did that when she left the White House, too. Redacted explained that Clinton's treatment of Department of State agents on her protective detail was so contemptuous. Many of them sought reassignment or employment elsewhere. To be an agent on the Secretary of State's protective detail was seen as an honor and a privilege reserved for senior agents, but at the end of Clinton's tenure, it was staffed largely with new agents because it was difficult to find senior agents willing to work for her. Redacted claimed to have at least one conversation with the Secret Service agents who experienced the same poor treatment. Clinton refused to abide to the security requirements and brought all of her cell phones. One was believed to be a BlackBerry inside a skiff where the DS agents assigned to Post 1 were required to guard it. DS agents were indignant that they were required to follow security policy, but Clinton made herself exempt from the same regulations. I had heard that she was really tough. I had heard that she was not a nice person. Fox News reports that then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton was contemptuous towards security agents and even put officials traveling with her in unnecessary danger by pursuing a photo op for her election campaign in a risky area of Jakarta during a 2009 visit. Wow. Must be really an important picture for her. Is this the person we really want running the country? I don't think so. You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Coming up in just a couple of seconds, we're going to spend some more time talking about how our country's guests are changing the worlds of too many people for the negative. I'll explain next on the Wells Report.
Just in time for hunting season, Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply is offering a half-price fall special on gun cleaning and tune-up.
Hello, this is Paul Smith, owner of Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply. When you get out in the field, you want to make sure your gun works at the peak of performance. That's why I recommend letting one of my 2 full-time gunsmiths disassemble and do a thorough cleaning and inspection of your gun so you can enjoy every moment of your hunting trip. If you have a gun that needs work, we do repairs, restorations, and upgrades, as well as special build long-range rifles. And I'm proud to announce that Driving Nails is now an authorized dealer for the German-made Anschutz target and competition shooting rifles.
For courteous service, call Paul at Driving Nails Gunsmithing and Shooter Supply today at 682-888-2822. That's 682-888-2822. Or go to drivingnailsgunsmithing.com. That's drivingnailsgunsmithing.com.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, naughty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S., and for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
If you're thinking about a memory foam or dial-up your number bed, don't buy one just yet. Not until you experience the customizable bed everyone is talking about, the Reverie Dream Sleep System. Reverie uses patented Dream Cell mattress technology with over 200 adjustment points for the most comfortable sleep of your life. Call 877-889-1300 to learn why Hollywood A-listers, athletes, trainers, and doctors are raving about their Reverie beds. It might be Reverie's zero gravity setting that relieves pressure on your back, or the anti-snore function, or Reverie's 101-night guarantee. If you haven't had the most amazing sleep of your life, return it for a full refund. Want to know why celebrities, athletes, and doctors are switching to Reverie Dream sleep systems? Call now to find out. 877-889-1300 or visit reverie.com. That's 877-889-1300 or REVERIE.com.
Policies issued by American General Life Insurance Company, Houston, Texas. Not available in all states. For details, visit AIGdirect.com.
Do you have a family? Would you like to help make sure they'll be taken care of if anything were to happen to you? If you answered yes, you probably need life insurance. Now, do you think life insurance is expensive? If you answered yes to that too, you definitely need to give AIG Direct a call. We could find you a $250,000 policy for just $14 a month, which means you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Call us now for a free, no-obligation quote. 1-800-400-3816. Since 1995, we've helped millions of people find out if they could save up to 70% on their term life insurance. See how affordably we can help you protect your family. Call AIG Direct now for your free quote. 1-800-400-3816. You could save up to 70%. That's 1-800-400-3816. 1-800-400-3816.
Be a part of history. Come spend an evening with the artist that has inspired, encouraged, and shaped your faith for over 30 years. Sandy Patty's Forever Grateful. The Farewell Tour. 7 p.m. Sunday night, October 30th. Gateway Church. Tickets available now for your last chance to see Sandy Patty on tour at premierproductions.com. Don't wait. This concert is selling fast. Produced by Fill the Gap Concerts.
I love the switch to fall temperatures, and I love the new special from Zero Res. $29 for a carpet cleaning better than you've ever had. Hey, Mark Davis, call 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. And Zero Res doesn't just do carpets. They do countertops, upholstery, drapes, tile, hardwood floors. Let them do it all, but it starts with the carpets. $29 a room, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, or ZeroResDFW.com.
660 AM, The Answer. Now, by popular demand, The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. A man from Mexico who had been deported 10 times in the last 6 years is behind bars on charges of raping a child on a Greyhound bus. Hayes Post reported Tomas Martinez Maldonado, 41 years of age, sexually abused a 12-year-old girl while on Interstate 70 in Kansas's Geary County late last month. Greyhound bus made a stop in Kansas City. There was an alleged rape that occurred on the bus. However, they had no idea where the rape took place. Martinez Maldonado also had a 2013 federal felony conviction for illegal re-entry into the country. This according to information provided by the U.S. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement to the Kansas City Star. A federal judge in southern Mexico was gunned down after leaving his home on Monday. According to several reports, Vicente Antonio Bermudez Zacarias, 37 years old, a district court judge in Mexico, was shot point blank in the head. He died en route to the hospital. Luis Maria Aguilar Morales, president of the Mexico Supreme Court, released a statement confirming Bermudez's death and called for authorities to investigate what had happened. For those people who believe that we should ignore our own laws and allow unfettered illegal immigration to the United States, this is a glimpse to your future. How do you like it so far? This is the Wells Report.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
How would you like to make up to $20,000 a month flipping houses with no risk? Hi, my name is Nick Vertucci, and over the last 2 years, my elite team of house flippers have flipped over 800 properties by using my 3-step flipping system that guarantees quick profits. And this year, we plan to double it. I'm growing my team in your area, and I'm looking for help. I have more cash available than deals right now, so I need you. All interested candidates, call now and take an inside peek of my flipping system. I'll rush you out a free copy of my Fortunes and Flipping CD kit that will show you how easy it is to get in, get out, and get paid immediately flipping houses if you come join my team.
Call 1-800-614-9297 now to get your free flipping kit. Call 800-614-9297 and you'll also get free tickets to a training workshop that includes a free meal, a smartphone watch, and USB flash drive loaded with Nick's powerful information as free gifts just for attending. Call 800-614-9297. That's 800-614-9297. Call now.
We recently began a partnership with Dr. Don Wayne Berry, who's a cardiothoracic surgeon. He stumbled upon a life-changing plant extract when he suffered a severe arm laceration. A neighboring rancher brought him a plant-based ointment that had been in her family for generations, and it miraculously healed his wound and left his skin better than before. Dr. Berry flew to El Salvador and he put a patent on this plant extract and now wants to market this anti-aging extract around the world. Instead of taking it directly to the shelves, they're using a home-based business model that gives ordinary people an extraordinary opportunity. He's launching a company right here in DFW. His team is partnered with our radio station and they want to connect with business builders and unleash Celsana. If you'd like to learn how to build a serious home-based business, I hope you'll make a call to speak with one of Celsana's groundbreaking leaders. Call 800-510-1645. 800-510-1645. That's 800-510-1645.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY of Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Iraq's Kurdish Peshmerga fighters have led the initial assault on the northern Iraqi city of Mosul, which is currently under control of ISIS. Airstrikes from the U.S.-led coalition are assisting in that assault.
ISIL is defeatable, and we'll see that in Mosul.
Pentagon spokesman Peter Cook. Donald Trump continuing his claims that the presidential election is rigged.
Philadelphia is certainly one. You look at what's going on in Chicago. You look at what's going on in St. Louis and many other cities. There's tremendous voter fraud.
Trump's running mate, Indiana Governor Mike Pence, has said that the Trump campaign will respect the results of the election. NBC News has fired Today Show host Billy Bush, who can be heard with Donald Trump on a 2005 Access Hollywood video in which Trump says he kissed and groped women and could do it because he was a star. Fox News. We report, you decide.
This is 660 AM The Answer.
Mr. Ray Huffines.
Listen to what this customer has to say about family-owned and family-run Huffines.
I like doing business with Huffines because I know they've been in business for over 90 years in Dallas, and it's a name I can trust. I've heard it ever since I learned to drive.
And now get more truck for your buck during Truck Month at Huffines Chevrolet in Plano and Louisville. Get Texas-size savings on Huffines' Texas-size selection of new Chevy Silverados and Motor Trend's 2016 truck of.
Howdy as well as duty. Howdy as well as duty. It's promo time. Promo time, promo time, and promo time. Hello. For these people that are joining us on the YouTube live event, this is where I break away from normal programming and do promos for the next day. I don't have scripts. I sort of wing them, sort of, because I like the spontaneity aspect of it. So the only thing that's bad about it are the outtakes, which can be semi-humorous-ish. All right, so here we go. John McCain, a long time ago, when asked why he voted for a confirmation of a judge, said, well, elections have meaning, or elections have consequences. Senator John McCain, a long time ago, when he was voting to Senator John McCain A long time ago, Senator John McCain, when voting to confirm. Senator John McCain, several years ago, when voting to confirm I guess it was Clinton judge. Yeah. No, it was an Obama judge. Many years ago, Senator John McCain, when asked to explain why he affirmed a judge suggested by President Obama, said years ago, when Senator John McCain voted to confirm a judge that was put forward by President Obama, was asked about it and said, elections have consequences. Well, do they still have consequences? Republicans may block any of Hillary Clinton's Supreme Court nominees. Is that what they should do? Yes or no? Let's talk about it next time on the Wells Report. Mark Davis, good Tuesday morning, brother. Thanks very much for letting me come by and say hello. It appears as though Republicans are going to try to block any of Hillary Clinton's Supreme Court nominees. Do you think they're going to get away with that? Let's talk about it later on tonight on the Wells Report.
And at LASIK, L-A-S-I-K, LASIKsurgery.com. That's LASIKsurgery.com.
Hey there, this is Eric Metaxas. Lately, I've been telling you about Liberty University's online degree programs. Liberty University is the world's largest Christian university with over 95,000 students studying around the world through Liberty's online programs. While there are a lot of universities who've jumped into online education, few can deliver on the promise of a quality education with such flexibility, and even fewer can actually point to a graduate of their online program like my friend Morgan from Nashville.
I did it. I actually got my degree from Liberty University. 2 degrees, actually. Not only has this process taught me self-discipline, I've also learned that it is never too late to fulfill your dreams. And I did it all online. I did it, and you can too.
Call Liberty University now at 800-424-9595. That's 800-424-9595, 800-424-9595, or visit liberty.edu/online. Flexible, affordable, possible. Liberty University online.
Honey, what is that in your CPAP mask?
Oh, that's just my mold collection.
Oh, gross. And what is that?
What, that bacteria colony right there?
Yeah, cool, huh? Okay, CPAP users, admit it. You're not always as careful about cleaning your system as you should be. Unfortunately, a dirty mask and hose can make you sick, respiratory infections, allergy attacks, and more. But now there's an easy way to protect yourself. SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. It kills 99.9% of CPAP germs in minutes. For a limited time, you can try it risk-free for 30 days. Just call 1-800-700-2152. SoClean is hands-free. Just pop in your mask, close the lid, and presto, your CPAP comes out clean and fresh in minutes. Don't let germs wreak havoc on your health. Call in the next 10 minutes for your risk-free trial. 1-800-700-2152. That's 1-800-700-2152.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit glassdoctor.com today. That's glassdoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
660 AM The Answer. 660 AMTheAnswer.com. Is anybody out there paying attention to what's going on in this country, in this state, and in this city? We know one man who is. You got questions? He's got answers. This is the Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Your telephone number is 866-660-5759. Actually, that's incorrect. It's not your telephone number. It's my telephone number. My telephone number is 866-660-5759. It's my telephone number. Give me a buzz. 866-660-5759. I remember, I don't know, I guess it was sometime in the middle of last year. It may have been, yeah, it may not have necessarily been in the middle. It was probably after the first quarter of last year. I came to the realization that there was going to be 18 more months in President Obama's presidency. And I asked myself if I was going to be able to make it. Because this last run of days, this last few months of the Obama presidency has tested my mettle as a talk show host. I was always, I have a couple of things that are probably not conducive to being able to, for whatever reason, believe that I could continually deal with this day after day after day without it affecting me. One of those things is that I'm very honest about how I feel about what I'm talking about. Very honest. It's very close to my heart. You know, and sometimes it's so close that my emotions get the better part of me, which always embarrasses me. But it's one of those things that is so serious to me. What has happened in this country based on the cynical abuse of the words hope and change, and the outright smug disparagement of the American people and the insults to our intelligence, and all of these things just conspired to get me to a point about 18 months ago where I just went, God, I cannot believe this guy. He's got 18 more months left in this presidency. How do I get through this? And I decided that what I would do is I would take it one day at a time. Found myself this t-shirt and hat combination for, I think it was $25 that had 1/20/2017, President Obama's last day. And I bought it. I wear the hat sometimes. I don't wear the t-shirt much because I don't wear t-shirts much anymore. But it was one of those things where I said, I guess I'm just going to have to take it day after day. And I kind of salved my sensibilities in the fact that it couldn't get much worse. And then the Republican primaries began. And I watched the Republican Party impale itself on stupidity. And then after impaling itself on stupidity, I watched them degenerate into essentially just this obnoxious snit about who should be the party standard bearer. And that, by the way, turned into, well, I'm just going to take my ball and go home. It's what the Bush family did. They didn't even show up at the convention. They didn't want to have anything to do with that Donald Trump character, that charlatan, that fake, that flim-flam man. Well, by all means, we wouldn't want you to try to help him or anything. Wouldn't want you to offer, wouldn't want you to speak at the convention, wouldn't want you to do any of that. Indeed, the Republican Party elites gathered amongst themselves and just looked down their nose at Donald Trump, saying that it was the worst choice we possibly could have had. In the deepest field of primary candidates ever. And if indeed that was a serious problem, there were two things that you got to keep in mind. One, they have nobody to blame but themselves for this. Themselves. They have nobody to blame. And two, even in the Republican Party, even in the Republican Party hierarchy, all the way up to the previous presidents, The votes of the people still matter. And what we have are Washington Republicans absolutely showing short shrift to those very votes that keep them in power. It has been embarrassing for me, for them, to watch an electorate so frustrated with Republican policies that the voters would repudiate nearly all of them and go for a populist who promised something different. But the Republicans were so absolutely dead level sure. By golly, we are so correct. Donald Trump is wrong. And the voters are wrong. And before they could shut up long enough to realize the implications of their statements and their subsequent moves, they had painted themselves into a corner of irrelevance on one side and oblivion on the other. I am in a position where I, as a voter, as a Republican voter, are extremely upset with the way this has all come down, especially with the absolute arrogance that the American people are stupid. I expect that from Democrats and leftist progressives because really that's all they have. I mean, if you were a leftist progressive, right? If you were a leftist progressive and all you had were intellectually bankrupt policy ideas that kept getting turned aside and turned aside and turned aside until you could get somebody in a courtroom somewhere to turn them into law by virtue of judicial fiat, I suppose that I'd be a little frustrated and I would fall into smugness and arrogance, complaining about the American people being so stupid they can't see the absolute brilliance and wisdom of what I want them to see because I am me, leftist progressive man. But Republicans don't have that excuse. The Republican hierarchy, they don't have that excuse. They're the guys that purport to be wearing the white hats. They believe in a small federal government, low taxation, live and let live, stay out of the way, a just government deriving its power through the consent of the governed. You know, that Republican Party, where the voters mattered. Now, we know the Democrats don't give a tinker's dang about the voters who vote for them, but it sure looks ugly on the Republican side of the ballot, especially in the primary season when it's such a pain in the butt to actually take part in those elections. When the Republican Party they absolutely could not figure out that they were wrong until Donald Trump had captured the nomination. All those people need to quit. Because as I come to this conversation with you, I'm standing on the precipice of joining the Conservative Party of the United States, officially changing my party affiliation. And I keep reading that other people feel the exact same way. I said today on Twitter, I said, you know, it wouldn't surprise me at all that 50% of Republicans would leave the party if Donald Trump loses. There's no reason to stay. There's no reason to remain a Republican if Donald Trump loses. Because if Donald Trump loses, it's going to be because the Republican Party wanted him to lose. Ergo, They wanted Hillary to win. We already have one political party that wants Hillary to win. I don't want to be a part of another political party that wants Hillary to win. And so I will not be a part of a political party that has any part in Hillary winning the presidency. I won't have anything to do with it. In fact, I will work for its demise. Because it, having had a position of public trust, saw fit to trash it. Because they knew more than the voters. Because they were sure their policy ideology was so much more sound than Donald Trump's. But the voters said otherwise. And the Republican Party urinated over all of those votes. Stomped off to Florida. Headed back to Crawford and Houston. The fresh confines of Wisconsin, so that Paul Ryan just said, well, I'm not going to have anything to do with this Donald Trump character. Not that you had anything to do with him to begin with. But I guess if you figured you said that, then you might have some sort of a political effect, be able to signal, for example, to your Democrat masters, signaling to them that you were supporting their candidate, not yours. Well, that wasn't lost on me, Mr. Speaker, nor was it lost on my neighbors, my friends. Now, you can do whatever it is that you choose to do, and I'm sure you will. I'm sure that these words will never bounce off your eardrums. But you go ahead and ham-fist this election. You go ahead and screw this up. And I'm pretty darn sure you won't be anything but the speaker of a cheap stereo somewhere in Wisconsin before it's all said and done. Because your party will be obliterated by the damage that you've caused it. You're listening to the Wells Report. This is 660 AM The Answer. Hi, I'm John David Wells from the Wells Report, inviting you to an InvestingMakesMeSick.com investment seminar Thursday, October 27th at 6:30 p.m. at Three Forks on the North Dallas Tollway. There's no cost to you. I will be there. We'll talk a little politics, have some fun, and help you understand that your investment choices don't have to be limited to only mutual funds and annuities. At Investing Makes Me Sick, they are not anti-stock market. The stock market can be your friend. But you need to learn that there are other investment options not related to the stock market. The current political environment is going to have a big effect on your investments. I'll see you Thursday, October 27th at 6:30 p.m. to learn more about your investment opportunities. To register, call 972-463-3833. That's 972-463-3833, or log on to investingmakesmesick.com.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Titan Securities. Member of FINRA SIPCI. InvestingMakesMeSick.com and Titan Securities are not affiliated. Investments subject to individual investor suitability and risk tolerance. Investments involve a high degree of risk and may be considered speculative and may result in the entire loss of the amount invested. May also incur substantial fees and expenses which are borne by the investor.
Truth spoken here. More of which is next. The Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
Hey, does the idea of having your home sold on time without hassle and for top dollar, does that seem unrealistic to you? Hey, Dallas, it's your friend Sean Hannity, one real estate agent to sell your home guaranteed. That's Josh DeShong of Josh DeShong Real Estate at Keller Williams. Josh averages hundreds of local, national, and international buyers every single week. Now, that means your home sells on time at a price that you agreed to, guaranteed, or Josh will buy it. Josh's clients voted, and both D Magazine and Texas Monthly ranked him as the best real estate agent in Dallas. Real estate mogul and Shark Tank star Barbara Corcoran only recommends Josh in DFW. And if I lived in Dallas and needed my home sold, guess what? I'd call Josh DeShong, and you should too. Call Josh now at 972-325-6644 or go online at getsold.net. That's 972-325-6644 or getsold.net. and start packing.
I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans. Mortgage rates have dropped again. In fact, recently, mortgage rates have dropped to the second lowest level in history. Now is the time for you to take advantage of these historically low rates and save serious money every month by refinancing your mortgage. The rate today on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is all the way down to 3.5%, APR 3.57%. Call Quicken Loans today at 800-QUICKEN to see how far we can lower your mortgage payment. For 6 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. And for the third year, they also ranked us highest in the nation for mortgage servicing. It's a great time to refinance with Quicken Loans and save hundreds every month. This ultra-low rate of 3.5% won't last long. So call 800-QUICKEN or go to QuickenLoans.com. That's 800-QUICKEN.
Visit jdpower.com for award information. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Honey, I'm really worried about our retirement funds.
Oh, me too. We lost so much value in the recession in the stock market. I'm worried we won't have enough to retire.
Jim next door told me that he had set up a new kind of IRA with the Gold Silver Group. He said how simple and safe it was. It's a private storage IRA, and we could have real gold and silver in our hands.
Really? You mean we can actually see it and touch it?
Absolutely. Jim said we could have all the benefits of an IRA to help build our retirement income. Bottom line, we would own a real tangible asset, and we would have the security of knowing we're protected no matter what the economy does. What do you think?
I think we need to find out how to get our own private storage IRA. We need to call the Gold Silver Group right now.
Are you ready to protect your future? Call 800-296-8617 now to find out how easy and safe it is to set up a private storage IRA with Gold Silver Group and find out how you can qualify for up to $700 in free silver. All transactions are privately delivered and fully insured. Please call us now. 800-296-8617. 800-296-8617.
You know those families who quietly enjoy the holidays? Me neither. Well, until thecompanystore.com. Now the kids love playing Hotel Auntie Carol in the good sheets, as they call them. They actually want to go to bed. So we get some adult time, and that's worth giving thanks.
TheCompanyStore.com has been perfecting the ultimate comforts of home for over 100 years. From the finest quality bedding and bath to home decor and more. Order between October 1st and 30th to get 25% off plus free shipping with our friends and family discount. Visit thecompanystore.com and enter the code FAMILY.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, have to move fast in business. Gotta go, go, go.
Well, then you need to see the all-new redesigned HP OfficeJet Pro printers.
Are they fast?
They're lightning fast and deliver two-sided prints, which saves you time and money. You can even print from your smartphone.
Sounds perfect.
And now at Staples, you can save up to $100 on one.
Fast, efficient, and I save money, so I can relax.
I can see the tension melting.
Yep, gotta go.
Away.
Now save up to $100 on a fast new HP OfficeJet Pro and save every day on ink and toner. Staples, make more happen.
For limited time, see storestaples.com for details. Restrictions may apply.
660 AM, The Answer. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The Wells Report with John David Wells on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. The same level of we are smarter than you, we will always be smarter than you arrogance that the Democrats show and that the mainstream media perpetuates is once again being shown in this election. We are in a country where an unindicted federal felon, backed up with countless emails using her own words, emails from her crew working at a feverish pace to inoculate her from the realities and accountability of her own actions. A mainstream media willing to cover up any egregious anti-American thuggery that bears the name Hillary Clinton, all in an effort to elect her to the presidency. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you're successful, I'm going to make sure you own it. I have here in front of me, I have a Michael Smerconish article that says, whoever wins this election will have to move on. Some Americans will wake up in a funk. According to polls, even many who voted for the winning candidate will have done so reluctantly. Our collective reaction the day after Election Day, that both of us winning and the losing candidates will set the course for the next 4 years, but it'll be longer than that. It will be extremely difficult, but come November 9th, the day after Election Day, let's not judge Donald Trump based on his comments about Mexico sending us its rapists, his mocking of a New York Times reporter with a disability, or his history of misogyny. And if Hillary Clinton is elected the nation's first female president, we must end the fixation with Benghazi, stop repeating FBI director's assessment that she was extremely careless with her private email servers, and stop blaming the rise of the Islamic State on her stewardship in the State Department. Every time I read that particle, that part of that paragraph, I get a tight feeling in my throat, the same one you get when you throw up. I don't care about the Pollyannish ideas of Michael Smerconish. But if we elect Hillary Clinton, it's going to be because we're all simply taking part in the same cover-up that the FBI did, that the Department of Justice did, that the Democrat Party did. That we're going to be a part of the very same cover-up. That we are going to damage our country probably irreparably by playing into the same ideology that allowed Hillary Clinton to skip out on federal prison where she belongs. And that's not a partisan statement. Because people who have done far less from a standpoint of running their own ideas about emails and all of that, they're sitting in jail now wondering how come they're there and Hillary is not their cellmate. This is the Wells Report.
This is Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, and I'd like to invite you to join me for our talk show every Sunday morning. We're actually trying to convert the world to organics. We talk about the natural organic program for farming, ranching, gardening, and pest control. Also, a lot of talk about health issues for animals and people. Hope you can join us for all the fun.
Make sure to tune in to Howard Garrett, the Dirt Doctor, every Sunday morning from 8 to 11 a.m. right here on 660 a.m. The Answer.
The last thing I wanted to inherit from my mom was her varicose and spider veins. Then it happened. Embarrassing, bulgy, knotty-looking legs. Not to mention the pain and swelling. I just couldn't stand it anymore, so I went to Vein Clinics of America.
Vein Clinics of America is the oldest, largest, most experienced vein treatment center in the U.S. And for 35 years, they've been the leading expert in the treatment of vein disease. Using state-of-the-art laser and minimally invasive treatments, they can begin restoring the natural beauty of your legs in as little as an hour with no downtime, and most treatments are covered by your insurance.
My legs look great and feel great. I even love wearing dresses again.
Whether it's a family gathering or office formal, make sure your legs look and feel their best this fall. Call now and schedule a free fast-track consultation to find out how you can finally get rid of those embarrassing varicose and spider veins. Space is limited, so call 800-300-3388. That's 800-300-3388. 800-300-3388.
Hey, it's Mark Davis for my friends at Patriot Mobile. The air is filled with choices, the kind of choices we get to make in a free country, especially in an election year. Here's a choice you get to make: your cell phone company. You know, Big Mobile, companies I could name you're probably doing business with. You know they support Hillary and the far left. What can you do? Let's change you over to Patriot Mobile, patriotmobile.com/Mark, patriotmobile.com/Mark, or 1-800-A-PATRIOT. Same quality of service at Patriot Mobile, better prices, supporting better causes. And the special, the free Samsung Galaxy S7, unlimited talk, text, and data for just $70 a month. Mention or enter the promo code MARK at checkout. Waive activation fees for up to 2 lines. Keep your same number. They buy you out of your current contract. patriotmobile.com/Mark. And at 1-800-A-PATRIOT, switch over today. Free signed copy from me of Lone Star America, How Texas Can Save Our Country. 1-800-A-PATRIOT or patriotmobile.com/Mark. patriotmobile.com/Mark.
If you're thinking about a memory foam or dial up your number bed, don't buy one just yet. Not until you experience the customizable bed everyone is talking about, the Reverie Dream Sleep System. Reverie uses patented Dream Cell mattress technology with over 200 adjustment points for the most comfortable sleep of your life. Call 877-889-1300 to learn why Hollywood A-listers, athletes, trainers, and doctors are raving about their Reverie beds. It might be Reverie's zero gravity setting that relieves pressure on your back, or the anti-snore function, or Reverie's 101 night guarantee. If you haven't had the most amazing sleep of your life, return it for a full refund. Want to know why celebrities, athletes, and doctors are switching to Reverie Dream Sleep Systems? Call now to find out. 877-889-1300 or visit Reverie.com. That's 877-889-1300 or REVERIE.com.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Ask the Expert. We've got Jay Peak with us, best-selling author, speaker, and financial educator, who's also been featured in CEO Magazine, ABC, NBC, and CBS. Jay, I'd like to know now what you feel sets you apart from others that are in your field.
We educate first, always. Our process allows our clients to understand their situation and really how to make it better. They also have a greater understanding of how our products work within their portfolio that we create for them. We do this all by creating a custom income plan for every single one of our clients. This keeps everybody on the same page and allows our clients to get a roadmap to successfully retire.
And how can people contact you?
Well, you can call us at 844-J-PEAK. That's 844-529-7325. Or you can go to our website at peakfinancialcorporation.com.
That's peakfinancialcorporation.com. And that's going to wrap it up. Make sure to keep listening for the next edition of Ask the Expert. It's the original Fort Worth Gun Show this weekend only at the Will Rogers Memorial Center. Don't be confused. This is the biggest and the best with the most new and used guns, knives, ammo, home defense, hunting, tactical, military collectibles, camo, apparel, optics, reloading, and more. Over 1,200 tables all under one roof. Come and buy, sell, or trade. Visit our website, premiergunshows.com, or call 817-732-1194. That's the original Fort Worth Gun Show at Will Rogers Memorial Center this weekend only.
660 AM, The Answer. 660 AM, TheAnswer.com. If it's important to you, it's on the Wells Report on 660 AM, The Answer.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number 866-660-5759. 866-660-5759. Let me get to Kurt in Bedford. Kurt, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, John David. In reference to Michael Smerconish, his article, if he thinks that 50% of the body politic is going to acquiesce and put everything behind us because Hillary Clinton wins by 1, 2, 3, 5, or 6 points, is insane. And I'll tell you why. Because the people that are behind Donald Trump don't want open borders. They don't want terroristic threats, which are becoming more common. And Mr. Smerconish, if he thinks we're just going to just lay down our swords, politically speaking, and not fight back, he's sadly mistaken. We're not going anywhere. There's millions, tens of millions of us alive, and we're going to keep fighting for what's right for this country, for our national sovereignty, and for our rule of law and our Constitution. Michael Smerconish is so sadly mistaken that everybody is just going to go along to get along with Hillary Clinton's policies.
I think you're exactly right. I think your analysis is right on point. That's exactly what I think. The whole thing here is the premise of this idea that Michael is putting out is whoever wins the election will have to move on. We'll have to heal our wounds. We'll have to continue the business of America. Well, what business of America is that? I don't call what we've done for the last 8 years the business of America. What I call the last 8 years is an irrational abuse of American political power. A cynical abuse of the sensitivities and sensibilities of one of the greatest peoples on earth, ever. That's what I say this is. That's what I see it as. I've lost friendships with people that I truly admire over this election. And the reason is because I see in America moving forward with Donald Trump, and I don't see it with Hillary Clinton. I see the people that I had spent all these years supporting for the sake of smaller government, lower taxes. All of these things being swept away because they have abandoned what they believe would be a reasonable and rational political agenda and have gone in foursquare for Hillary Clinton because Hillary represents one of them. Hillary is supposed to represent all of us. The simple case of all of this is there are only about 500 people in Washington, D.C., 550, in fact, 550 people in Washington, D.C. that are making all these decisions. There are 300 million of us out here. We, the people of the United States, had better start demanding the country that we want. Because if we don't, we're going to be stuck with the country we get. With the all-knowing, all-seeing, shut up and eat your vegetables schoolmarm that is Hillary Clinton. I appreciate the simpering good feeling of Michael Smerconish, I do. But it's simpering. It wouldn't surprise me in the very least, at all, that all of these people who have been so far to the left in Hillary Clinton's favor or favoring Hillary Clinton, it wouldn't surprise me that we not only see a suppression of the political opposition, but we also a savage suppression of it. But we also see more of what we've seen from a standpoint of the enrichment of the Clintons. This Democrat political party that talks about wage equality, wage equality, wage equality. The Clintons don't seem to care about wage equality in one little bit. All they care about is getting paid on time and being able to tell people that's the way the little people do it. We're going to do it a little differently. It's not the little people, it's the U.S. code, it's the law. We don't care. And they don't. They do not care. Smerconish says he hopes that either of the candidates can provide the kind of leadership that heals. Well, I don't know. I don't know that Hillary can do that. I think Donald Trump can. I think he can. Because I'm reasonably sure that Hillary Clinton will continue this nonstop Obamaism. Where the United States has morphed not from not from a place where we, the people, could live and pursue our happiness, but into a political playground for the power elite's own amusement. Stephen Rosser, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Wells Report.
Thank you, JD. Yeah, you just said something that that hit me pretty hard. You said that the American people better start demanding. Well, they are demanding. That's why Trump is where he's at. I honestly don't think Trump actually thought he was going to make it as far as he would at first. And then all of a sudden he saw that he would, and he felt an obligation. But the American people are demanding a difference. They're demanding a change. That's why the political elite knows the direct line to Joe Sixpack is through that TV, and the media has sold their soul for a few pieces of silver.
I think you might be correct. I think you might be correct. I look at all of this and I go, you know, the American people deserve far better than this. The American people deserve far, far better than this. Because we have done our job in good faith. It's the people we've elected that have chosen to veer away, veer to the left, and try to take the country with it. Their first willing accomplice, the mainstream media. Useful idiots are so useful. I don't know what we've got in store for us. But what I will say is this. As I have respected the presidency of the United States, I will continue to do so. I hope to work to my last dying breath. I don't think anything would be finer than to, in my elderly days, to sign off at the radio station and expire right there on the spot. Hopefully when I'm much, much older. As long as I have the ability to draw breath, I will be telling the truth, and I will be reporting the news, not the propaganda, the news. If they let me. I don't know whether that's going to happen. For the first time in my life, I agree, along with 72% of my fellow citizens, that the number one going away fear that most Americans have. 72% believe that the government is the biggest threat to our freedom and our liberty. No, I can't say that that's going to be the case. I may be surprised. All I know is that I will be respectful of the office. And I will listen very carefully to what Hillary would say. I'd also listen very carefully to what Donald Trump would say. But I have to be honest with you. At some point, a government of, for, and by the people should be of, for, and by the people. Nobody in the world works as hard as Americans. No one ever will. But I will tell you that that working spirit is not just being tested these days, but will be tested for years and years to come, especially in a Hillary Clinton administration. I've seen what she's going to do. I've seen it in my mind's eye. I see the micromanagement ahead, and I shudder to think what it's going to be like. And we'll see. We will. At the end of all of it, I hope that we can patch up these hurt feelings. That we can find a way to be able to rekindle long and dear friendships that were split by the matter of a federal vote. I hope, sincerely I hope, that Donald Trump wins the election. But if he fails, it's going to be a long, long 4 years. Whew. Long 4 years. But I'll tell you this, you'll still hear the news on the Wells Report every single evening, beginning at 8 o'clock and lasting until midnight, as long as the government lets us. You're listening to the Wells Report.
You need a plan as you get closer to retirement. A plan that'll take you from where you are now to the retirement that you've always dreamed about. The first step on that path is to tune into the Wealth Smart Radio Show, Sundays at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer. You only get to retire once, so it's really important you do it right. And your host, Reed Johnson, president of Lake Point Advisory Group, helps people retire successfully every day. So don't miss Wealth Smart every Sunday at 7 a.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer.
You're here for Relief Factor. I encourage you to give it a try. It's all about getting rid of the inflammation in your body. If you're tired of having your back ache and ache, your ankles do the same, your toes throb, your knees rebel, then you need to go to relieffactor.com right now and give it a try. It is Nature's Pharmacy, packaged in an easy-to-use group of supplements that make all the difference in the world. Put down the Aleve, put down the ibuprofen, pick up relieffactor.com. Nature's got an apothecary of everything you need to fight inflammation. Don't take those over the counters. They're bad for you. You can't take them every single day. You can, however, take relieffactor.com. You'll find detailed product information at relieffactor.com, and you get your first order at $19.95. Watch and look at all of the listener testimonials that have come in. Relieffactor.com wants you to give it a try. Learn more about the product and their 3-week quick start for just $19.95. And come one day closer to inflammation-free living. Relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
When did American men get so soft? Today's average red-blooded American man has less testosterone than his father, and his father has less testosterone than his father. Before we turn into a country of powder puffs, Force Factor is launching the Man Up America event. We want to send every man in America a complimentary bottle of the breakout supplement taking GNC by storm. Test X 180 Ignite, loaded with free testosterone-boosting manliness. Get your complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321. Test-X 180 Ignite raises levels of free testosterone in your body to help build lean muscle during workouts. Plus, it helps incinerate fat, fuel explosive sexual desire, and improve performance. Now you can continue to feel like the real men that made this country great. Do yourself a favor. Do America a favor. Text MAN to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle. That's a complimentary bottle by texting MAN to 321-321.
The following is not an actor, but a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
It's probably been about 10 years ago. I had quite a few credit cards. The interest on the cards was really high. I was making the minimum payments, but barely. And it was just getting to be too much, so I called Trinity.
If you're in debt and you need help, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976 to talk to a certified counselor.
They met with me, and they were able to get all of my credit cards in one lower payment.
Trinity will consolidate your accounts into one easy-to-manage monthly payment, put a stop to late fees and over-limit charges, reduce your interest, and possibly improve your credit score. You'll save thousands.
They did help me learn how to manage my money. Now, we have a house, and we're doing a lot better.
If your debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-990-6976.
My name is Holly, and I am debt-free for keeps.
1-800-990-6976.
I love the switch to fall temperatures, and I love the new special from Zero Res. $29 for a carpet cleaning better than you've ever had. Hey, Mark Davis, call 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, pre-treated, cleaned, sanitized. And Zero Res doesn't just do carpets. They do countertops, upholstery, drapes, tile, hardwood floors. Let them do it all, but it starts with the carpets. $29 a room, pre-treated, clean, sanitized. 214-37-CLEAN, 214-37-CLEAN, or ZeroResDFW.com.
Hi, I'm Larry Patterson, owner of Glass Doctor. In our disposable society, we're conditioned to throw out the whole thing when just one part goes bad. Like when the insulated glass windows in your home get condensation between the panes. You don't need to replace the whole window. The specialists at Glass Doctor can install new insulated glass in your existing frames with a lifetime warranty for a lot less than you might think. To see how quick and easy it is, visit GlassDoctor.com today. That's GlassDoctor.com.
Call the Glass Doctor, we'll fix your paint. Oh, yeah!
Nearly 200,000 Texans were abused by their intimate partners last year. 74% of Texans will experience abuse or know someone who has. Legal solutions are the only proven, permanent way to break the cycle of violence. Texas Advocacy Project provides free legal assistance to victims of domestic and dating violence, sexual assault, and stalking. Call an attorney and get the free legal assistance you need today. Call 1-800-374-HOPE.
Learn a little something at the start of your day. The Mark Davis Show. Mornings 7 to 10 on 660 AM. The Answer. Only for Texas. This is the Wells Report on 660 AM. The Answer.
He's won 11 Grammy Awards, a Golden Globe. He's won an Academy Award. He's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's been given a special citation from the Pulitzer Prize jury and has been awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. His name is Bob Dylan, one of the greatest singer-songwriters ever. Hard to believe. The singing part, I mean. But I will tell you, the songs speak for themselves. So much so that he just received the Nobel Prize for Literature. It's true. The Nobel Prize for Literature. But it's not going as planned for the Swedish people who put out the Nobel Peace Prizes and Nobel Prizes, because they're having trouble reaching Bob. Bob, pick up your phone. Seriously, man. I know they're from Sweden, but it's a big deal. Go get your Nobel Peace Prize. Go get your Nobel Prize. Executive producer of the Wells Report is Vicki Steifer. Technical director, conductor of the Wells Report Orchestra is Magic Matt Swinney. My name is John David Wells. God bless you. Good night. Sweet dreams. And I'll see you again tomorrow for another edition of the Wells Report.
Just look at them, having a great time. To think 6 weeks ago, I was just installed. All it took was one last spilled drink on their old dingy carpet, and they had enough of him. Thank goodness. They got the professionals at Adair's Fine Floors in here, and just look at me. I'm gorgeous. I'm not just your average wood floor. I take crazy traffic like a pro, and it's all because my homeowners called Adair's Fine Floors. Susan and Richard Adair came in, talked to the family, figured out what their needs were, and helped them find the perfect floor to fit their lifestyle. Adair's Fine Floors has a large selection with free sample checkouts, and they chose me. That's not all. Just look around. The coordinating accessories suggested by Adair's Floors. That rug over there? Yep, Adair's Floors. They offer free design and decorating assistance too, giving the home just the right look. Visit adairsfinefloorsetc.com to get your home started on the right look for you. That's adairsfinefloorsetc.com.
You think that you're rescuing them, but honestly, they're going to end up rescuing you. You don't know what they've gone through, and they're not going to be perfect. And they are so happy that you are taking a chance on them to be a part of your family. I urge you to go down to your local shelter, pounds, dog rescues, foundations, you name it, and rescue a dog. Once you get your rescue dog, you should definitely order some Dinovite. Go online and order it. DINOVITE.com. Dinovite. It's awesome stuff. 90 days of Dinovite will make your dog a happy dog. It will help them with their overall health. You don't need to spend thousands on vet bills. Dinovite is the best thing that's ever happened to my dogs, besides me, of course. Call 859-428-1000.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
Hey, what's up? This is Michael Tate with the Newsboys, and it's time for a Love Riot.
It's the Love Riot Tour, featuring the Newsboys, along with special guests, The Afters, and Ryan Stevenson. Sunday, November 20th, 6 p.m. at the Verizon Theater in Dallas. Tickets available online at premierproductions.com.
Brought to you by the DDU Concert Series. Tickets at AXS.com.
660 AM The Answer. KSKY in Balch Springs, Dallas, Fort Worth. The official radio station of Decision 2016. The most important election of our lifetime.
Fox News Radio, I'm Rich Dennison. Iraqi government and Kurdish forces are making progress in the fight to push ISIS out of Mosul. Pentagon spokesman Peter Cook says 5,000 American forces are supporting the assault.
The Iraqis are at the front, and Americans are providing their advisory role, but they are behind the forward line of troops.
The UN says some 700,000 civilians may require shelter after Mosul is recaptured. Florida's state minimum wage is going up by a nickel. State officials there say the hourly wage will go from $8.05 to $8.10 on January 1st. President Obama touting the increasing graduation rates over his time in office.
We recently learned that America's high school graduation rate went up to 83%, which is the highest on record. That's good news.
The president announcing the new figures during a visit to a Washington, D.C. high school on Monday. Fox News.